Jadakiss. What's going on, Showdawees? This is going to be a little bit of a different album review. Jadakiss has just dropped his 4th album, Top 5 Dead or Alive. And I've got a review for you guys, but it's definitely not going to be a good one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Wow.
So Jadakiss had the nerve of album title Top 5 Dead or Alive. Now I know a lot of my hip hop heads out there and Locks fans and people that's just been, early 90s hip hop people love Jadakiss, love the Locks, Styles P and Chic Luch and all their great times rapping and all that good stuff. But we're taking this aside and just looking at Jadakiss. Now this is his 4th album. A lot of people love Jadakiss for his early work, and even though this is only his 4th album, he's definitely had a lot of singles that he's released and been a part of great things. But this album may have been my most hated album of 2015. And 2015 is almost over, so that's saying a lot. This dude had a feature on damn near every song. Not only did he have a feature on damn near every song, everybody who featured on the song did better than him. He had maybe 3 songs on this entire album that were halfway decent. The intro, and there was another song that was probably the 3rd song from the end, titled Man in the Mirror. That was the only other song that I liked on this album. Aside from that, Jadakiss was probably the most trash rapper on this entire album. I'm not sure if he named this album Top 5 Dead or Alive to let people see other rappers who could be top 5, because he's definitely not one of them based on this piece of work. He rapped horribly. He did not deliver content-wise, beat-wise, style, anything. A lot of the beats he chose for this album were, I don't know if they were more tenured toward the people that were going to be on the song, or if he was just trying to be like somebody. He had a song with Future called You Can See. And of course, it's going to be classic Future. Him yodeling on the song, and somehow Jadakiss thought, you know what, let's pick a goofy beat from out of nowhere and let me just try to rap. It was the worst song on the album, in my opinion. Future is just saying, you can see, you can see. That's all he's saying through the entire song. And Jadakiss is rapping about, wrapping Christmas presents. I mean, that's how retarded and non-essential that song was. He had another song with Lil Wayne. Now, Lil Wayne's been doing horribly for the past few months and year, if you have in my opinion. He hasn't really released anything that's been content-wise great. But Wayne came on this song and did what he needed to do. He pulled his pants down and shitted on everybody. He actually did a great job rapping. This reminded me of, Carter 2 Wayne and The Drought and all those great times that he was rapping. And he actually came on this song, no auto-tune, and he put the pad to the pen and delivered some great content, which I can appreciate. He saved the song. Just like many other songs on this album, the featured artist saved the song. There was a song called Rain with Nas. Nas is one of my top 2 rappers of all time, hands down. I love Nas. And Nas came through with the most aggressive, nasty Nas. It was written rhymes that you can imagine, and I loved it. It was connecting to everything that the song was supposed to be about. Jadakiss was in the corner twiddling his thumbs, looking at a Rubik's Cube or something. I don't know where he was at in this song. He was not relevant at all in this entire album. I don't even know why he decided to drop it. It's like he just said, yo, let me just throw something out there for the streets. The streets not gonna want this, Jadakiss. They gonna throw this back at you with a brick and a note that says, stop rapping for the rest of the year, because this was not something you should have released. Now, his brothers from his group, The Locks, did come through and save the album. Styles P came through with his dope, gangster gentleman rhymes on Synergy, and they actually had a pretty cool back and forth rapping. But I really think that may have been Styles P's idea, because Jadakiss was not having these type of flowing abilities throughout the album at all. It was a definitely different kind of beat, and I appreciated it to kind of change it up, because somehow Jadakiss thought, let me rap like everybody else that's featured on my song and screw everything else, which is probably why this song was so good, because Styles P and Jadakiss have always done good together. So that was a great thing. Another song he had with Nipsey Hussle and Neo. That was great. They both came through and helped Jadakiss push the song along. Yet again, Jadakiss was hiding in the back, jump roping or something. I don't know what he was doing on that song, but Nipsey Hussle came through. He didn't even sound like Nipsey Hussle. He's increasing his ability to rap, and I can appreciate that, because old Nipsey did sound like Snoop Dogg, and the current Nipsey is definitely separating himself from that classic kind of West Coast style, but still keeping the gangster that he's always had. And Neo does a great job with the hook and keeping the song flowing. And it's definitely something that saved the album from being just a total flop. The last good song of this album, Realest in the Game, featuring G-Unit's Young Buck and the Lox' Sheek Louch. Those two guys came through and did amazing. I mean, Young Buck surprised me. My brother loves him to death, and I can see why, because he definitely came through, wrote down some good lyrics, and it matched the beat perfectly. And then he tossed it over to Sheek Louch, who just came through and just destroyed everything. I mean, he rapped amazingly too. They definitely complemented each other. And then, of course, you got Jadakiss, dealing with, he's playing Connect 4 by himself in the corner somewhere. I don't know what Jadakiss is doing on this song, but he decided to go last after those two guys, and I don't know, it was just bad. It seems like on each one of these songs, Jadakiss let everybody else write their rhymes first, and he tried to fit whatever they were doing. I don't even know. Example being, he had a song with Wiz Khalifa. I'm a huge Wiz fan, been one since, all the ways days back before he had the crazy hair, just had the bald fade. He had a song called So High. Dope song for Wiz Khalifa. Wiz came through after Jadakiss rapped the first verse and completely changed the song. He rhymed, he sung. The beat was literally something that could have been on Cushion Orange Juice for Wiz. Dope song for Wiz, horrible song for Jadakiss. And this kind of brings it all back to, why would you name an album Top 5 Dead or Alive, but have 15 artists featured on it that could arguably be in that list aside from you ever seeing foot in it? Because right now, this album removes you from any conversation being top 5. He actually had a skit that was the second song in a barbershop talking about, yo, who's the top 5? They got all these lists and stuff. Well, you will never be on the list in my opinion, Jadakiss. This was horrible, bro. I'm a fan of hardcore rapping, and you have always been somebody who's come through with hardcore rapping, but this was you trying to kind of change your abilities and change who you are and fit something else. You're not a Pokemon. Don't pretend like you're Ditto and transform into whoever you're with the song with and think people are gonna love it. I think I heard that one time on his entire album, and it was a skit, which was pretending like it was an actual person, kind of pretending like it was the Mad Rapper skit from Biggie's album. It was kind of clever, but aside from that, there was nothing else to deliver from this album. I really feel like Jadakiss, I don't even know. I mean, again, y'all, I told y'all this was gonna be a different type of review. This is more of a rant than an album review because it was horrible. I did not like this album at all. This is gonna get the most strong dead Showdawee ever. It's just not gonna be anything I would recommend anybody who has ears listen to this. This will never be played in my earbuds again. I listened to this album for a good 3 or 4 hours straight, over and over again, after listening to it multiple times. Just see if I didn't hear something, if I didn't capture something correctly, maybe I missed a point. There's nothing to this album. Nothing at all but features from artists who decided to write their best because a legendary rapper like Jadakiss was going to get on the song with them. So they came through hard, and Jadakiss came through soft. I would not recommend this for anybody who enjoys hip-hop. This is the worst dead Showdawee ever. Don't listen to it ever. Don't do it, y'all. I don't even know what to tell y'all, man. I'm just going to go ahead and go out. This Showdawee TV. Peace.